The moment that we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
It's the top of the hour, 8:02, and we're now starting to see the first results come in from the tabulation center for the state.
Okay, so let's quickly go to the board and we'll give you a look at what's happening statewide for the presidential race. Donald Trump with a very comfortable lead over Kamala Harris. And then when you look at the U.S. Senate race between Kari Lake and Ruben Gallego, we'll take a look at that. It was Kari Lake leading by a wide margin. But Bram, we talked about the fact that we could see what you call a red mirage early on as these votes come in.
We could, but also in the name of transparency, I have to let our viewers know sometimes what we see on our computer, on the county or state websites, is ahead of what we're able to deliver. And right now, as I look at the Maricopa County website, what you see on our screen just a moment ago,
statewide.
That's statewide, and it's a fraction of the total vote. Right now, Maricopa County reporting 1.2 million votes, and Kamala Harris is ahead of Donald Trump. I'd said we'd see a red mirage. Well, so far, it might be a blue mirage, but it is close. Kamala Harris, 50.5%. Trump, 48.3%. They are separated right now by about 34,000 votes in Maricopa County.
And of course, Maricopa County, the largest county in the state, one of the largest counties in the country. So keep your eyes on what happens in Maricopa County, because as Maricopa County goes, so goes Arizona.
That's the thinking. There we go. We now have an update. Okay, now the statewide numbers have been updated on our screen here in the studio, and the screen you're looking at right now. That includes Maricopa County, and it is a dead heat.
Wow.
Are you surprised by this? Because you've been mentioning all day about this red mirage.
It was a tentative red mirage. That's what I thought we would see. This is interesting. Okay. I don't want to rush to conclusions. It's 1.3 million ballots or so, about 3.3 or 3.4, 2 more million ballots left to be counted. So still relatively early, but it is a dead heat right now. If I'm the Harris campaign, I think that's good news, especially when we were looking at the early ballot returns, which Republicans really dominated. Now, this is interesting because this next result in the Senate race. Let's go to that. This shows Ruben Gallego leading Kari Lake by 8 points.
And I just want to point out, and then continue your thoughts. Sorry for jumping in, but this reflects Maricopa County now being added into the totals that when we came on the air 3 minutes ago had not come out. So now it includes Maricopa County, and this, I would think, should be very worrisome at this point to Kari Lake.
It should be. It should be. And I'll tell you, this is an election. I've been saying I'm not predicting anything because the voter profile has changed. I view this as the first election of the 21st century. So much is different from any election we've had before. It's such a break in every way, especially with the voter profile. And to see this, Ruben Gallego ahead by 8 after that first vote drop I'm surprised.
Well,
I'm surprised, again, given the ballot returns, which showed overwhelming Republican. And in order to win, here's the last point I'll make about this. In order to win in Arizona, if you're a Democrat, you have to get crossover votes from independents and Republicans. And clearly, Kari Lake, as the polling has shown, is not keeping up with Donald Trump. And Ruben Gallego is peeling off Republicans and independents.
And earlier today, Arizona GOP leader Gina Swoboda joined us live in studio and said that they felt good because so many Republicans had voted early and they felt that they had those in their back pocket. We're not seeing that.
We're not seeing that, and that was the early vote, right? That's what was so different this year after 2020 and 2022, when Republicans were told to be suspicious of early voting. This year, we're seeing Republicans being ordered to early vote and just build up the vote as if that's like a football game and running up the score means you're going to win when the other side really hasn't had a say yet. It doesn't work like that. And here we're seeing that as a strategy really doesn't really mean a lot when you have those kinds of results. And we need to get to Prop 139 right now.
This is a big one. Yeah, we're starting to see numbers come in. This is the right to an abortion. This was Arizona voters voting to have the right to an abortion enshrined in the Arizona state constitution. Right now, the yeses for this are at 63%. We have over 700,000 votes already coming in for that, and the no's are at 37%. I feel like, Bram, this is kind of right on par with what you expected at this point, right?
Yeah, this does match the polling almost one for one. And if any elections are going to be called tonight, I came in believing that Prop 139 would be one because the support was so overwhelming in the polls, as well as Prop 314. That's the ballot measure advanced by the Republican-controlled legislature that would allow local law enforcement to arrest border crossers. If it's approved by voters, it won't take effect. It's unenforceable because of a Supreme Court decision. We heard Matt Salmon say a moment ago it's kind of a sweetener just to get people out to vote. But as far as being enforceable, it won't be unless the Supreme Court changes its mind about a significant ruling.
And when you see a margin this wide, it says, at least to me, and I want to get your take on this, look, this may be the issue of the 2024 campaign. And if we're seeing in a state-by-state vote that, yes, women want the right to have reproductive rights, they will go out in force and vote for this. Will they, in turn, vote against candidates who don't support women's reproductive rights?
Well, let's do a little test. I don't know if it's scientific or not, but 63% yes on enshrining the right to an abortion. 50% voted for Donald Trump. Some of those people
so there is
didn't vote for Kamala Harris.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.